So a pleasant evening to each and everyone, sir. Good evening po. We're Group A to report our topic is all about intellectual property right, historical evolution of intellectual property and intellectual property and innovation. So before we start our report, I would like to introduce my group mates first. So Sheena Tagolgol, Francis Webb, Justin Posadas, and I Mark Joven Gamboa. So may I call Mr. Posadas to proceed for introduction. Thank you.
Introduction. Intellectual property rights is a basic guide to the legal rights of individuals or organizations that own intellectual property, or IP. Intellectual property refers to intangible property that results from creative mental work, such as invention, design, idea, method, name, or symbol. The creators of such property can prevent their creations from being infringed by applying for IP rights. Intellectual property law purpose is to encourage the creation of a wide variety of intellectual goods for consumers. To achieve this, the law grants in, the law grants individuals and organizations ownership rights to knowledge and intellectual products they produce, often for a certain amount of time. For example, kapag ginaya mo ang design ng cellphone ko nang walang pahintulot, nilabag mo ang aking intellectual property rights. So may I call Mr. Francis Gibb to discuss the objectives.
Objectives: to provide a comprehensive understanding of the historical development and evolution of intellectual property rights, tracing their origins and pivotal milestones. So, this is to understand the historical development of intellectual property rights, including their origins and significant milestones. To explore the various forms of intellectual property protection throughout history, including copyrights, patents, trademarks, and trade secrets. To highlight the cultural, economics, and societal factors that have influenced the shaping of intellectual property laws and regulation over time. To emphasize the importance of intellectual property in encouraging creativity and innovation by providing legal safeguard for creators and inventors. To discuss real-world case studies and example illustrating the practical impact of intellectual property rights of individuals, businesses, and society. May I call Ms. Shena to discuss the next slide.
Okay, types of intellectual property rights. We have copyrights, patents, industrial designs, trade secrets, and trademarks. May I call Mr. Gamboa to discuss the copyrights?
So thank you, Ms. Sheena. So copyright, German philosophers like Immanuel Kant saw copyright not merely as a form of property right. They regarded the author's creative work as an extension or or. Then the international period of copyright protection began with the signing of the Berne Conventions for the Protection of Literary and Artistic Works in 1886. Next slide, please. What is covered by copyrights? Works can be copyrighted first, literary, musical, artistic, dramatic, and recording. So copyrights din naman ng ating pinag-uusapan ngayon. Magbibigay na rin ako ng unting brief when it comes sa copyright. So ano nga ba ang copyrights? So refers to the legal rights of the owner, or copyrights is refers to the legal rights of the owner of intellectual property. Its simpler terms, copyright is the right to copy. So ibig sabihin, Tanging ang creator lang ng isang original creation ang may karapatang gumamit, gumawa ng mga kopya at magbahagi, o kaya naman ay magbigay ng karapatan para gamitin ang kanyang original na creation. Sa ilalim ng copyright law, ang copyright protection ay automatic na ibinibigay sa kung sino man or kung sino ang original na creator ng isang creation. At ito ay nakasaad sa Intellectual Property Code ng Bansang Pilipinas. Ang ganitong klase ng creation ay tinatawag na Original Work of Authorship or OWA. At sino mang merong tinatawag na OWA ay automatic na merong copyright sa kanyang original na creation na kung saan pwede niyang gamitin para mag-duplicate, magbahagi at magbigay ng pahintulot sa iba para gamitin ang kanyang creation. Ganun din, maaari niyang pagbawalan ang sinuman lalo na kung ito ay labag sa kanyang kondisyon. So may I call Ms. Sheena Tagulgol to proceed. Next slide.
Thank you, Mr. Gamboa. Trademarks is a distinctive sign or indicator used by an individual, business, or other legal entity to identify that the products or services to consumers with the trademark originate from a unique source. A symbol, logo, word, sound, color, design, or other device that is used to identify a business or a product in commerce. Trademarks, ito ay isang brand or pagkakaiba ng produkto at serbisyo sa kakumpetensya or nagbibigay ng karapatan upang mapigilan ang mga ibang tao na gamitin, gayahin at pagsamantalahan at pagkakitaan ang iyong brand. Or next one is we have example of trademarks. A is set apart from surrounding text. Then B specify font size, proportion, and placement. C do not change spelling. Or example sa Coca-Cola, kung napapansin nyo may nakikita kayo doon na R stands for register. TM stands for trademark. Example, dito sa C, hindi mo siya pwedeng palitan like yung sinabi kong Coca-Cola. Diba? Ang correct spelling niya is C. Hindi mo yon papalitan ng key. Kaya, kasi may own brand na yung Coca-Cola na yon. May I call Mr. Francis to discuss the next slide.
Patents. The history of patents dates back to ancient civilization, with the modern patent system taking shape in Europe during the Renaissance and becoming formalized with the English Statute of Monopolies in 1624. So the history of patents has ancient origins, with the modern patent system emerging in Europe during the Renaissance and gaining formal structures throughout the English Statute of Monopolies in 1624. Is granted by the government to the inventors, giving the inventors the right for a limited period to stop others from using or selling invention without permission. 15 to 20 years protection. Three types of patents. So, utility patent, this protect inventions such as machines, processes, or articles. So, like example of machines, something composed of moving parts such as engines or computers. So this is a machine. So processes, business process or software. Sa articles naman is like brooms or candle holders. The plant patent protect the invention of new plant variants. So plant patent is granted for inventing or discovering and sexually reproducing a distinct and new plant. design patents, protects the design or interiors look of invention. So design patents is include ornamental designs on jewelry, automobiles or furnitures, as well as packaging font and compute icons like emojis and etc. So may I call Mr. Justin Posadas to discuss the next slide?
Industrial design. So, what is industrial design? It's a different from a patent, which aims to protect an improvement in functionality. If the innovation for which you are trying to obtain, rather than an original vision, receive right of your product for 10 years from the registration date to 15 years from the filling date, whichever periods ends later. For example, yung forma ng bagong kotse, yun ang industrial design. So may I call Miss Sheena to discuss the next slide.
Okay. Trade secret. Trade secrets are confidential pieces of information that give businesses a competitive um, advantage over others in the same industry or market. They can include things like formulas, techniques, processes, research data, or client lists that are not generally known or easily discoverable or competitors. So mga confidential na piraso ng impormasyon na nagbibigay sa mga negosyo ng isang mapagkumpetensya ng kalamangan sa iba. Or maaari din silang magsama ng mga bagay tulad ng formulas, techniques, processes, or research data na hindi karaniwang kilala or madaling matuklasan ng mga kakumpetensya. May I call Mr. Gamboa to discuss the next slide.
So thank you, Miss Tagulpol. So for conclusion, intellectual property rights are vital to encouraging innovation, fostering creativity, and driving economic growth. In the digital age, these rights face new challenges related to online piracy, coun- counterfeiting, and theft. As we move, as we navigate the complex landscape of intellectual property, it is essential to find ways to protect creators and inventors while ensuring the knowledge and technology remains accessible for the greater good. Balancing these interests is key to harnessing the full potential of intellectual property rights in the 21st century. So this is our second topic. It's all about historical evolution of intellectual property.
The historical evolution of intellectual property reflects the changing dynamics of knowledge, creativity, and innovation in human society. It remains a complex and evolving field of law and policy with ongoing debates about how to strike the right balance between protecting creators' rights and fostering innovation and access to knowledge.
Intellectual property and innovation. Intellectual property IP plays a crucial role in fostering innovation and protecting the rights of inventors, creators, and innovators. It encompasses a range of legal rights that grant exclusive control over intangible, intangible assets allowing individuals and organizations to benefit from their innovations and creativity.
Here's how intellectual property and innovation are closely linked.
So, incentive for innovation, intellectual property laws such as patents, copyrights, and trademarks provide innovators with a strong incentives to invest time, resources, and effort into developing new products, technologies, and creative works. Protection of inventions. This protection encourages inventors to disclose their invention to the public, which foster knowledge sharing and innovation.
Encouraging creativity by providing creators with exclusive rights over their works. Copyright ensures that they can earn a living from their creations. Brand identity. They are essential for establishing brand identity and ensuring that consumers can trust the quality and origin of products and services.
Technology transfer. IP rights can be both sold, licensed, or used as collateral for financing. This facilitates technology transfers and dissemination of innovation. Competitive advantage. Companies that secure patents or trademarks can differentiate their products or services from competitors, which can drive innovation in product design, quality, and features.
Legal framework for dispute resolution. Intellectual property laws provide a legal framework for resolving disputes related to ownership, entrainment, employment, and licensing of IP rights. International collaboration. Intellectual property rights are recognized and protected globally through international agreements such as the Agreement on Trade-Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights.
Pasan?
So, anong natutunan natin? Daan.
Kay Ajay?
Mr. Gueb, anong natutunan natin dito sa topic natin?
Ano naman sasabihin to?
Oh, yan na, sasalita na siya. Oo. Okay.
Bawal mag-copyrights.
Tapos,
Wala. Pag wala, hindi ka pwedeng pag walang permission.
Copyright na yung ginawa natin.
ano pa?
Tsaka natutunan ba yung mga types of yung patents, ganun. Kung ano yung
Miss Sheena, ikaw, ano natutunan natin?
Ako, ang natutunan ko is dapat hindi ka kumuha ng hindi. Ang natutunan ko hindi mo dapat pwedeng gayahin yung mga logo ng isang owner. Kasi yun ay mga naka-register na doon eh. So or hindi mo din siya pwedeng ibenta kahit saan-saan.
So, sa akin naman, same lang kay Sheena na iwasan natin gumamit ang hindi natin gawa, di ba? Para maiwasan na rin natin yung ano pang aberya. Siguro, para sa akin, mas maganda yung may sarili tayong creation. Dahil hindi mo lang mabibuild yung sarili mo. At the same time, may pagmamalaki ka pa ng taong naka-appreciate ng gawa mo. Di ba? Mr. Posadas, ano natutunan natin?
Wala.
Kahit onti.
Yung sa paggagaya ng design. Yun lang.
Do you
Yun lang.
Wala.
So this is the end of our topic. I'm Mark Joven. Thank you.
Dito,
Binabal.
ito.
Binabala. Oh.